Hello, sweet faces. Welcome to your sixth grade homework review. This is the second video for the second half of the week. We are still working through our long division. And again, I'm showing you your division in traditional, but if there is anyone who would like to see these in box, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to make you a video going over that. So we're starting on the page that has the first question, 646 divided by 17. Remember that the first number before the division sign, that's called the dividend. That goes inside the house. And the 17 is the divisor. It dives in. It goes on the outside. So we're starting with 17 divided into 646. Please remember that 17 stays together. So let's take a look. Can 17 divide into 6? No. Can it divide into 64? Absolutely. 3 times. Remember, we multiply to figure out how much we're taking out. So 3 times 17 gives us 51. When we subtract 64, take away 51, we're left with 13. 13 is smaller than 17, which means we're on the right track. We can bring down our 6. Starting again, 17 into 136 goes 8 times. Use guess and check if you're not sure. 8 times 17 gives you 136 exactly, which means there's no remainder. There's nothing left to divide. So our answer is 38. All right, let's take a look at our next one. Again, pause, rewind as needed, rewatch, whatever you need. If you are still having questions, feel free to either reach out to me in message or ask at the start of our next class. All right, 575 divided by 23. Does 23 go into 5? No. Does it go into 57? Yes, 2 times. Multiply to see what we're taking out. 2 times 23 is 46. When we do 57, take away 46, we're left with 11. 11 is smaller than 23. So we're on the right track, bringing down the 5. 23 goes into 115 5 times. When we multiply 5 times 23, we're left with 115. We subtract, we're left with 0, which means our answer is 25. All right, Nuggets, let's keep moving and grooving, taking a look at question number 3. We have 336 divided by 14. 14 stays together. Does 14 go into 3? No, it goes into 33 2 times. 2 times 14 gives you 28. When we subtract, we're left with 5. 5 is smaller than 14, which means we're on the right track and we can continue moving, bringing down our 6. 14 goes into 56 4 times. When we do 4 times 14, it gives us 56 exactly, which means there's no remainder. Our answer is 24. Again, if at any point you want to check your answer, all you have to do is do 24 times 14. And when we do that, we should get the number that we are dividing. All right, my friends. Let's clear that and head to our next one. Our next one is 1055 divided by 13. Does 13 go into 1? 10? Still no. 105? Absolutely. It goes in 8 times. Notice I put my 8 above the 5 because it's going into 105. So we want to keep that lined up. 8 times 13 gives me 104. When I subtract, I'm left with 1. 1 is smaller than 13, which means I'm on the right track, so I bring down my 5. 13 goes into 15 one time. 1 times 13 is 13. When I subtract, I'm left with 2. 2 is smaller than 13, which means it is okay to be a remainder. My answer is 81 with a remainder of 2. 81 remainder of 2. All right, sweet faces. Oh, didn't get it all that time. So our next one is 1,977. We're dividing that by 47. 47 stays together. Does it go into 1? 19? Still no. 197? Yes, I can use my guess and check. I would find that it goes in 4 times. because 4 times 47 is 188. When I subtract that, I'm left with 9. 9 is smaller than 47, so I'm on the right track. I can bring down my 7. 47 goes into 97 2 times. When I do 2 times 47, I'm left with 94. When I subtract that, it gives me 3. 3 is smaller than 47, which means that can be our remainder. 42, remainder of 3 is our answer for this one. Feel free to pause, rewatch, re-listen, or reach out with questions. Last one on this sheet is 756 divided by 12. Does 12 go into 7? No. Does it go into 75? Yes, 6 times. When I do 6 times 12, I get 72. When I subtract 75, take away 72, I'm left with 3. 3 is smaller than 12, which means I'm on the right track. I bring down my 6. 12 goes into 36 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. When I subtract, I'm left with 0, which means there is no remainder. My answer is whole number 36. This is the end of this homework. Please stop the video, or you are going to spoil the fun and start to hear the next set. So again, reach out with questions, but for now, stop the video. You will be invited back when you're on to this next set. Okay, I'm going to trust that you're gone. Last chance. All right, friends, on to our next homework assignment. This first one starts with 2,746 divided by 58. Just a reminder that the 58 stays together. It can't be taken apart. We start off, can 58 divide into 2? No. 27, still no. 274, yes, 4 times. Notice that my 4 is above the place value that we're dividing into. 4 times 58 gives me 232. When I subtract that, I'm left with 42. 42 is smaller than 58, which means I'm on the right track. I bring down my 6. 58 goes into 426. I don't expect you to know this in your head. Use guess and check right over here. Okay, well, what is 58 times 3 or times 4? Whatever you need. We're going to end up going to 7 because 58 times 7 is 406. When I subtract that, I'm left with 20. 20 seems big, but it's smaller than 58, which means it can be our remainder. Our answer for this one is 47 with a remainder of 20. If at any point you need to pause me, stop me, rewind me, rewatch me, feel free to. That is the beauty of this video. You can use it in whatever way works for you. Taking a look at our next question is 2009 divided by 40. We're starting with 40. Can it go into 2? Not 20. It's going to go into 200. You're going to notice I have a 4 and a 20. Use what you know. 40 times 5 gives me 200. I know this. Oh my goodness, stop disappearing. I know this because 4 times 5 is 20. Use what you know. When I subtract this, I'm left with 0. 0 is obviously smaller than 40, so I'm on the right track. I'm going to bring down my 9. Be careful here. Can 40 go into 9? No. Is there anything left to bring down? No. We have to show that this doesn't go in anymore by putting a 0 up here. When we do that, this gives us a remainder of 9. If you only got 5, and you looked at it and you were thinking, this can't be right, try to check your answer. Do 40 times 5. You're going to get 200, and you're going to see that your answer is too small. So this one has an answer of 50 with a remainder of 9. I use the power of those zeros. When I saw that 240, I was like, if I drop those zeros and think about it as 4 into 20, that is super helpful. Use as compatible numbers as you can. All right, that's 2,325 divided by 75. I'm noticing some quarter numbers. 75, 25. Should be an interesting one. Does 75 go into 2? 3? 232? Yes, it does. 3 times. Multiply it out. 3 times 75 is 225. When I subtract that, I'm left with 7. 7 is smaller than 75, which means I can bring down my 5. 75 into 75, that's a no-brainer. It goes in 1 time and leaves us with nothing. My answer for this one is 31. All right, nuggets. We're going to keep moving and grooving. Our next one is 5,456 divided by 62. This page has 6 problems in total. So 62 into 5, no. We're going to go all the way out to 545. It's going to go in 8 times. When I multiply that, I get 496. When I do some math magic and subtract, that leaves me with 49. 49 is big, but it's smaller than 62, which means I can bring down my 6. 62 into 496, well, that looks familiar. We know it goes in 8 times. When we subtract this, we're left with 0. Our final answer is 88. 88. Sometimes they look like they're going to be big and bad, but sometimes they just divide beautifully. All right, 2 more. We have 5,292 divided by 84. 84 stays together. We're going to have to start with 84 into 529. It goes in 6 times. When we multiply it out, we get 504. When we subtract that, we're left with 25. 25 is smaller than 84. So even though it seems big, we are on the right track. Bring down your 2. 84 goes into 252 3 times, and it actually goes in exactly. Our final answer is 63. There is no remainder. All right, sweet faces. We have one more on this page. And that is 2,070 divided by 45. Here's another one that divides in nice and neat, no remainders. 45 has to go into 207 to start. It's going to go in 4 times. 4 times 45 is 180. And when I subtract that, I'm left with 27. 27 is smaller than 45, so I keep moving. 45 goes into 276 times. When I multiply that out, there is no remainder. Our answer for this one is 46. I'm going to ask you to stop the video. That is the end of this homework. There is one more, but don't spoil the surprise by staying on the video. Get off the video. Last opportunity, last chance. Make sure you leave. All right, sweet faces, last homework of the week. Here it goes. This one starts with 8,272. We're dividing by 88. 88 can't go into 82, so we're going to bump it out to 827. Again, the power of guess and check. It goes in 9 times. When I multiply that out, I get 792. When I subtract, that leaves me with 35. 35 seems big, but smaller than 88, so it is A-okay. Bring down your 2. 88 goes into 352 4 times. Loves, there is no remainder. This one goes in beautifully. 94 times. Again, no remainder for this one. Feel free to pause me, stop me, rewatch me, whatever you need to do. Reach out if you're having questions. If it's icky, sticky, tricky, you know where to find me. 18 into 1,158. Doesn't go into 1 or 11. It has to go into 115. And it does so 6 times. We take out our 108 we get from multiplying 6 times 18. That leaves us with 7. Good thing 7 is smaller than 18, so we can keep going. 18 goes into 78 4 times. That leaves us with 72. 6 is less than 18. So that is the okay green light for remainders. Question number 2 is 64 with a remainder of 6. All right, Nuggets. We have 4 more to end off our week here. 2,198, we're dividing in 43. It starts off with a big one. It goes into 219 5 times. When we multiply that out, it's 215. When we subtract it, it leaves us with 4. 4 is less than 43, which means we get the green light to move down our 8. 43 goes into 48 one time. I know, such a tough one. 48 minus 43 leaves us with 5. So our answer is 51 with a remainder of 5. If you are not sure, do 51 times 43, add your remainder. The beautiful thing about math is always able to be checked. All right, loves, we are on to 4,559 divided by 47. 47 can't go into 45. It's got to go into 455. So it does so nicely 9 times, giving us 423. When we do 455, take away 423, it leaves us with 32. Feels big, but it's smaller than our divisor. So we get the green light to bring down our 9. 47 goes into 329 7 times. When you multiply that, you find that that is exactly what we're looking for, which means there's no remainder. Our answer, 97. Again, check this by doing 97 times 47. You will see that you are a math genius. You've got it right. You're ready to go to more. 1,198 divided by 35. Here we go. 35 into 119 goes in 3 times. When we do 3 times 35, we get 105. When we subtract 119, take away 100. Oh, did not mean to erase that. 105, it leaves us with 14. Oh my goodness, my brain just stopped working there for a second. Leaves us with 4. All right, bring down our 8. It's going to give us 48 goes in 35, goes in 1 time. When we subtract, we are left with a remainder of 13. Questions, comments, concerns, crunchy tacos, let me know. Remember, you can always watch this over if it helps. Ask questions, let me know. And I am always here to help you. I'm sorry, kiddos, this is 14. I had to check my math. Hold on. Rewind. Let's do this one again. I was asking myself, does that make sense? And my brain was saying, no, it does not. All right, loves, let's try that one from the top. 1,198 divided by 35. It goes in 3 times for 105. This is where my brain went crazy. Sorry, I am on the last homework video of the week. When we subtract, we do get 14. We bring down our 8. It goes in 4 times. Now this is looking better. 4 times 35 gives us 140. When we take away, we're left with 8. That is our remainder, and that looks better. 34 with a remainder of 8. Remember, ask yourself, does it make sense? I knew something there was not looking right. That is much, much better. All right, last one, 1,197 divided by 19. Starting it off, 19 goes in 6 times. 6 times 19 is 114. When we subtract, we're left with 5. 5 is less than 19, so we can keep moving and grooving. Bring down the 7. 19 goes into 57 3 times, my loves. There is no remainder. This is beautiful. Our last one has an answer of 63. This is the end of our homework review for this week. This is the end of our long division work. If you have questions, if you're unsure, reach out I am always available for questions. Have a great weekend, my friends.